Hey there, everyone. This should be a short video, I hope. So, if anybody's been paying attention to my Facebook, which is not many of you, but if you have, I've been talking about comics on there. And since my trip back to the US, I went to like a million comic book stores, and I was searching for something specific, mostly Clive Barker related stuff that I got most of, but I didn't get everything. But I got most of the stuff I wanted. But we went to a million different places to find that stuff, and it was not easy to find. But anyway, since then, since I went to like a million comic book stores looking for specific things, I looked around comic book stuff stores a lot, and now like I'm just kind of back into collecting comics again. So and I say that it's been like 20 years maybe since I've collected comics. So I'm going to show you some examples of stuff that I like. And I'm hoping that you guys can give me modern comics that I should read, some recommendations, because I have no idea. I mean, I've been trying to pick up some stuff. I picked up some stuff recently that was been pretty good, but I don't know. There's a vast amount of things that I don't know about, and I've like been trying to look stuff up, but some stuff looks like total trash, and some of it looks all right. So it's hard to tell, right? So I'll let you guys help me out here, but I'm going to give you some examples of stuff that I like, because I've been on a crazy comic book buying spree recently, and this is like a small sample of stuff that I've bought and stuff that I like. And I've just been buying this stuff because it's stuff that I like, not because I've read most of it before, or I was interested enough in it to like have read it already. But like the first thing I'm gonna look at here, we're gonna look at Doom Patrol. This is the Doom Patrol like from the Vertigo Doom Patrol from like when was it, 1994? I'm guessing maybe earlier than that. I don't know, 1989 it says. Maybe it's 1989, seems about right actually. I don't know. But Doom Patrol was one of the first titles that became a Vertigo comic, and it's written by like Grant Morrison, who has done a ton of awesome stuff. So I like Grant Morrison and I like Doom Patrol. In the same vein, I like stuff like Hellblazer and Swamp Thing. Shade the Changing Man also, that's another good one. Basically all those early Vertigo titles. So Animal Man also is in there. So if you guys got any recommendations in that vein, let me know. Next we've got, this is Judge Dredd, The Complete Case Files #1. So I haven't read these, but I've always liked Judge Dredd, so I figured I'd start getting the complete collection of them. And this is just like the way early stuff for Judge Dredd, so it's like not exactly the same Judge Dredd that I know, right? But good enough, right? So once I get into the further copies of this, like the complete case files, like later editions, I'll start to get the stuff that I know. But I like Judge Dredd. I like stuff like that, the kind of like British, like the 80s British stuff. So like stuff like Judge Dredd from 2000 AD, things like that. Yeah, so next we have this, which is Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. This is like easily one of the best comics ever, right? Everybody knows The Dark Knight Returns. Superman beats the hell out of Batman beats the hell out of Superman in the end. Good stuff. But it's, it's like old man Batman. I like Frank Miller a lot, so that like comes in with this. Like I've got also here Daredevil Born Again, also one of my favorite comic stories ever. Born Again is like such a great story where like Daredevil's whole life is just destroyed in like the most spectacular way possible by the Kingpin. It's such a good story. But stuff like that, Frank Miller type stuff, I know he's doing stuff still, but like I don't know what he's doing. I saw like he's doing Xerxes, but I'm not like super into 300, so kind of not into that. But This I picked up recently because like I've heard good things about it, and I thought it was all right actually. This is Old Man Logan. So Wolverine, Old Man Logan. I remember Mark Millar from like way back in the day. So it's kind of a name I recognized, and I kind of like heard somebody on YouTube talking about this story, like just gave a synopsis of it, and I thought, oh, that sounds kind of cool. So the reason I'm talking about this one is because I like those kinds of like what if stories. Like I like what if comics. I like Elseworld stories. I did get a collection of Batman Elseworld stories that contain some of my favorites. But there are a lot of things where, you know, I just like this kind of stuff. The last thing here is this gigantic, big ass gigantic book. This is Prometheus, the Complete Fire and Stone. So it's Prometheus, but like it's a crossover between like these other properties. So it's got Prometheus, Aliens, Aliens versus Predator, and Predator. So I like these. I like the Dark Horse runs of Aliens, Terminator, Predator, RoboCop, those kind of the movie ones that Dark Horse did back in the day. And I found this Prometheus one when I was in the US, and I thought, I fucking love Prometheus. Like, I know nobody likes Prometheus, like it's a popular movie to hate, but I fucking love that movie. Like, it's such a good movie. Like, I want to explain about Prometheus, not the comic, but the movie, is that like it's one of my favorite Aliens movies. Like, if I had to rank Aliens movies, Alien, the first one, is always like gonna be on top there. But like I would probably, and here's an even more unpopular one, is that my second favorite Alien movie is probably Alien Covenant, and then Prometheus. So like my top three are like Alien, Alien Covenant, and Prometheus, and those are like besides the first Alien, those are like not popular choices. Everyone is like Alien, Aliens 2, those are the best two. Aliens 2 is like my fourth favorite Alien film. That's and I can explain that. I can explain why. I know this is not a popular opinion, but the thing with Alien Covenant and Prometheus is that like when I saw those movies, I couldn't stop thinking about them afterwards. Like it was like a week later, and I'm still like I'm still thinking about those movies. So, and every time I rewatch them, it just like makes me think about them even more. So it's the kind of thing where, you know, I've seen lots of videos online of people like, you know, Aliens, Prometheus sucks because of this and this and this, and I just think like those are all not valid. Those are all not valid complaints. So yeah, but anyway, I got off on a tangent there, as I am wont to do, but I like these kinds of the Aliens comics, the Prometheus comics, I guess now, but also like Predator and those kinds of things. I liked the comics that were in Dark Horse Presents way back in the late 80s, early 90s. Trying to think some other stuff. I have some other stuff here. So to give you some other ideas, I've got like, this is Sandman, Preludes and Nocturnes. That's a pretty standard must read, I think. Neil Gaiman wrote a ton of great stuff. I'm really into the Vertigo line. And another thing here is Sin City. You know, this is what, A Dame to Kill For. That's not the, I mean, I guess this one is like the one that was in the second movie. But man, Frank Miller is just really good. But I want to think of like other like comic artists that I like, or writers. I guess I want to say artists. I want to say writers, because an artist too, I guess, because like I have a lot that I like. But of course, Frank Miller I've mentioned a lot, like Alan Moore, Grant Morrison. I like people like Len Wein, who does some Bernie Wrightson. I love Simon Bisley. I really like his art. I don't know. It's hard. Chris Claremont, I kind of really liked when he was doing X-Men. You know, there's a lot of a lot of stuff when I was like the most popular artists when I was collecting comics though were like Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld and people like that. So it was just like that was like you know, I was like before like the huge boom. I was collecting comics, and then there was that huge boom where those guys were super popular, and then Image Comics started and all that. But like, I remember them, and you know Rob Liefeld, all, like his characters were all blocky, and like they never he never draws feet. That's the kind of thing. Like I remember that even when I was like younger collecting comics, then it was just like fucking Rob Liefeld, draw some feet for once. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like though. You know, I collect horror comics also, so if anybody has any horror comic recommendations, that's good. So like I have some stuff over here. Like I collect all types of Clive Barker related stuff. So I've got like the new Hellraiser comics that have been out, and the Nightbreed series, and like Next Testament and things like that. Those are all like horror things that I'd be into. So yeah, that's about it. I think that's like a good range of things that I like. But what would you guys recommend that I read? I have a like a list of stuff that I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna buy and see if it's all right. So like I'm interested right now in Justice League Dark, which is the kind of magic DC magic universe of Justice League. It's got like Hellblazer. It's got like John Constantine and like the Zatanna and those kind of like magic related people in the DC universe. So I've read a little bit about that, and I thought that sounds awesome. Totally will be getting that. Also, I saw something that Doctor Strange Damnation, which looked cool to me. I don't know how good that turned out, but like the idea of it sounded cool to me, so I have that on a list. And you know, like also I'm going to be collecting a ton of old stuff that I, you know, want to reread, or stuff that I would have been collecting had I continued collecting comics, that kind of stuff. But mostly I'm just looking for new comic recommendations. So hit the comments with some stuff that you think might be good. Um, it seems like I want stuff that has good stories though. That's important. Also good art, because I don't want it to, you know, like I've seen a lot of pictures of some like Marvel stuff lately that looks like it's drawn by like Steven Universe creator or something. I have no idea. It looks like it looks like web comics for 14-year-olds. It's that kind of thing. So don't recommend me anything that looks like that, because I don't want to. I'm not gonna like it immediately just by looking at it. But if you have any stuff that has good stories, stuff that's really interesting, stuff that's really cool going on right now, that would be cool. I'll look into it. I can get stuff. There's a comic book store in Akihabara that I can go to. So yeah, that's about it. I will talk to you guys later. See ya.